This is breaking news.
Squid Game Season 3 will ruin the entire show if any of these 6 things happen. Warning. This article contains spoilers about Squid Game Season 2. Although Netflix's Squid Game has maintained its status as a hit series, 6 things could happen in Season 3 that will ruin the entire show. The Korean show Squid Game took the world by storm when it released in September 2021. After 3 years of waiting, Season 2 hit Netflix in December 2024, with the final season promised for June 27, 2025. Social media has been abuzz with theories about Squid Game Season 3. No matter how they approach Season 3, which has already been filmed, expectations will be high. Generally, it's difficult for any show to deliver 3 excellent, well-written seasons in a row. Beloved shows, like Lost and Game of Thrones, have also ruined their streak with a controversial final. However, the beauty of Squid Game is that other fans and I don't feel certain about how the show will end. They didn't write themselves into a corner, leaving a wide array of possible endings that would feel satisfactory. Still, Squid Game must avoid these 6 narrative decisions that could ruin the iconic show. One of the biggest mistakes that Squid Game Season 3 could make is bringing back Oh Il-nam, the creator of the games who played alongside Jae-hun in Season 1. Despite its dystopian competition, Squid Game is grounded in realism when it comes to the stakes and violence. The show got away with Oh Il-nam faking his death halfway through Season 1 because they didn't show him dying on screen. However, the show pulling the same move twice would ruin Squid Game for a few big reasons. Firstly, the Netflix series showed him flatlining on screen at the end of Squid Game Season 1. They don't have the same latitude to say he didn't really die. Additionally, the character faking his death twice pushes the otherwise gritty story too far in the direction of unrealistic. The most sickening part about Squid Game is that it feels like it could exist in the current state of our world. Oh Il-nam coming back a second time requires too much suspension of disbelief. Finally, the return of the game's creator would lessen the stakes for any future spin-offs. The deaths won't feel devastating or vindicating if there's always a chance that any of the Squid Game characters can come back. Hwang Jun-ho's entire narrative arc in Squid Game is about how he wants to find his brother, In-ho, who previously competed in the games. This is the reason why he infiltrates the games in Season 1. Then, after learning his brother is alive and getting shot, he spends all of Season 2 trying to track down the island. Some have deemed Jun-ho's boat trips the most frustrating story in Squid Game Season 2 because it leads nowhere, and I'm inclined to agree. Captain Park's betrayal adds a small layer of intrigue and raises questions, but it's still pretty boring. Still, Jun-ho's search for his brother needs payoff in Season 3. The upcoming episodes need to answer the question of why Captain Park betrayed Jun-ho and how he could be connected to In-ho. Actor Wai Ha-jun, who plays Hwang Jun-ho, promised that Season 3 will make up for his Squid Game character's limited involvement in Season 2. Additionally, the brothers need to come face to face again after In-ho shot Jun-ho. Consequently, one of the biggest ways they could ruin the show is to kill him before he finds his brother. His dying beforehand would be anticlimactic and make him the most pointless character in the franchise. It would also leave a sour taste in my mouth because of the sheer amount of time Squid Game Season 2 spent following Jun-ho's journey. One of the most interesting changes in Squid Game Season 2 is the fact that the players vote after every game on whether to leave or stay. If more people vote to leave, they split the money and the games end. If more people vote to stay, they continue the games. One of the worst things they could do in Squid Game Season 3 is have the games end by vote. At the end of Squid Game Season 2, most of the characters who voted to leave decide to stage a coup and get killed off. With the remaining Squid Game characters, there's no world where they all agree to end the games. I can't imagine a reasonable situation where the majority vote to end the competition. Many of the characters have already put their greed ahead of morality. If they have an even greater chance of winning the whole thing, they will go for it.